Time now for your starts and sits for week number 10 for CBS Local Sports. I'm Jamie Eisenberg. That's Dave Richard. That's Heath Cummings. We'll give you some guys to play and some guys to avoid, and we'll start with the quarterback position. Who are we starting?
It's bizarre world, Jamie. Drew Brees, Tom Brady, they're good fantasy starts, but Ryan Fitzpatrick is better. He's had at least 30 fantasy points in every game he started and finished. He's taking on Washington. They've struggled against the pass, at least 20 fantasy points to 5 of the last 6 quarterbacks that they face. Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to be good for fantasy owners in week number 10.
There is just nothing going right for Matthew Stafford right now. He lost Golden Tate. That first game without him was ugly. 36 pass attempts, just 199 yards. He's been under 220 yards in 3 of his last 4 games, faces a good Bears defense in what looks to be a nasty environment. Sit Stafford.
And Khalil Mack back, and he was sacked 10 times last week. Not a good combination for Stafford. Which running backs are we starting and sitting this week?
We're starting David Johnson, double-digit fantasy points in non-PPR in 4 of his last 5 games, facing a Chiefs defense that's awful against the run, improving against the pass. I expect Johnson to get 20-plus touches, score double-digit fantasy points. Again, he may score 20.
And Matt Breida just hasn't been getting the type of workloads that you'd like from an ace running back. He hasn't been doing that in San Francisco, and he's been averaging below 4 yards per carry in 3 straight games, and he's a risk to get hurt again. I don't want Matt Breida in my lineup.
Feels weird to have to tell people to start David Johnson, but that's kind of where he's been at this season. What about the wide receivers we're looking at this week?
How about Tyler Lockett of the Seattle Seahawks? Now, he's a boomer bust type of wideout, but he's taking on the Rams. That secondary is in shambles right now. They're allowing tons of big plays. You saw it last week against the Saints, and he scored on a big play last time he went up against them. Seattle's going to have to throw the football against LA, and Lockett's going to score.
Allen Robinson's 100%. I don't care. You're not starting him. You don't want to really start any of these Bears wide receivers. I think Robinson may have actually fallen behind Anthony Miller. He may be behind Taylor Gabriel. He was when he was healthy. Robinson is a number 3 wide receiver for the Bears and about a number 5 wide receiver in fantasy.
It's crazy how the mighty have fallen, and he's fallen very, very far. What about the tight end position? What are we looking at?
I'm starting Austin Hooper, at least 7 PPR fantasy points in each of his last 4 games, facing a Browns defense that ranks in the bottom 8 against the position. You're not getting much from the tight ends this week, but you're starting Hooper if you have him.
And we know that the Chargers have allowed a touchdown to a tight end in 3 straight games. I don't care. Jared Cook has been a nightmare. The Raiders are a mess right now. Jared Cook shouldn't be on any fantasy roster.
So no Jared Cook. Start Austin Hooper. And to recap the quarterbacks, running backs, and receivers, we're starting Ryan Fitzpatrick, sitting Matthew Stafford, starting David Johnson, sitting Matt Breida, starting Tyler Lockett, and sitting Allen Robinson. These have been your starts and sits for week number 10. Good luck with your fantasy rosters.